All right, guys, we are officially hours away from Selection Sunday, so let's take a look at our final updated bubble watch picture. We've had a lot of movement today. In fact, we had so many bid stealers that teams have got completely moved down that were originally on the 8 seed line, have all the way moved down to the last 4 buys. So, for example, NC State stole the bid in the ACC, Oregon stole the bid in the Pac 12. Things are chaos around here, and it's going to be interesting to see who gets in. Last 4 buys are first 3 teams are definite locks in the tournament. After that, we'll see. It's up for debate after that. Texas, Colorado State, Oklahoma, all 3 of those are locks, no doubt. They won't be at Dayton either. They're way above that. But after that, looking at FAU, all right, they could be out. That's one of the teams that could be out. Starting at FAU and moving down, those are the teams we're going to discuss that could be in play here. All right, so FAU, I think they have a leg up on Dayton. That's why they're in the buys right now. FAU at least has a win over Arizona, so that's going to help them out whenever we get to discussing are they in or out. All right, last 4 in right now. We have Dayton, Michigan State, Colorado, and Texas A&M. All right, so all 4 of these teams could easily be swapped out for the first 4 out teams. Let's start with Dayton. Dayton has right now no wins over a tournament team. They have not beaten a tournament team. They're going to have beaten whoever wins the A10 championship between Duquesne and BCU, but they have not beaten a tournament team right now that is locked in the tournament. So that could be a problem for Dayton. Michigan State. All right, Michigan State, they kind of have a spotty resume. They have a ton of losses, but this is more name recognition than anything. I don't think they're going to leave Tom Izzo out, though. Colorado. All right, they lack the quality wins. They have beaten Washington State, but they haven't beaten Arizona. I think Colorado's in. I'm pretty sure these first 3 are in. It just depends on the order. And then last but not least here, right now I have Texas A&M in. A&M is the real spot that's up for grabs. I think every other team that we've talked about right now is in, but A&M is the team I'm most skeptical on. They just have so many bad losses that's going to come into play eventually. But on the flip side, they do have a ton of good wins and good losses. But A&M could easily be swapped out with any one of these teams right here, including Pitt. All right, so pretty much the last spot I think is in play for every one of these 6 teams right here. So A&M, Providence, Virginia, St. John's, Seton Hall, and Pitt. I think every other spot is pretty much sewn up. But that last spot to go to any of these teams, I think Indiana State's out. We just had too much chaos on the bubble. Too many teams got in. Too many bid stealers. I think Indiana State, unfortunately, is out. First 4 out right now, I have Providence, Virginia, St. John's, and Seton Hall. Providence, all right, they have a few good wins, impressive wins that I think they have the best resume out of the 3 Big East teams, but you could easily swap them. Virginia, I could easily see Virginia getting in over A&M. They do have a win over A&M. Does the head-to-head come into play here? I don't know. I think Virginia gets bumped out because NC State won. If NC State would have lost, I had Virginia in. Virginia just has so many blowout losses that it really makes it questionable to me. But they do have the head-to-head victory over A&M that could come into play here. St. John's, all right, they got probably the best run out of the end as far as they beat Seton Hall, but Seton Hall double-dipped them during the regular season, so which one do they value more? I tend to lean they value the regular season more, but Seton Hall, out of all these teams, Providence, St. John's, and Seton Hall is the only one with a victory over Uconn, so that could benefit them there. All right, the next 4 out, we have Pitt, Indiana State, Appalachian State, and Princeton. Pitt could get in. They try to make a good run, but I think they're left out, unfortunately. NC State kind of took that third ACC bid, I think. All right, Indiana State, I think their resume is just not good enough. I don't think they have a good enough quality wins to get in over some of these teams. Appalachian State, I'm pretty high on, actually. I would probably put them in, but I know a lot of the so-called bracketologists aren't very high on them, so I worry about that. For example, they do have a win over Auburn, Appalachian State, and 2 wins over James Madison. So that's 3 tournament wins, and Auburn, that win just keeps looking better and better. But I don't think they'll get in, unfortunately, but don't be surprised if they do. All right, and last but not least here, Princeton got beat in the Ivy League tournament. I think they're out. They do have a pretty good record, and they did play Duquesne and St. Joseph's. I think they would have benefited if St. Joseph's would have beat VCU today and made the A10 championship of Duquesne St. Joseph's matchup, which Princeton had both played them. They split with them, went 1-1 against the 2. I think that would have helped Princeton's chances, but I think they just don't have a good enough resume. All right, so breaking down all the teams we just discussed, All right, Pitt 22-11, Virginia 23-10, Seton Hall, St. John's, Providence, all pretty similar there. 20-12, 21-12. Colorado 24-10. I think Colorado's in, no doubt. Appalachian State 27-5, Indiana State 28-6, Princeton 24-4, FAU 25-8, Michigan State 19-14, Dayton 24-7. So again, as far as who's in play for Dayton, I think Oklahoma's safe, but FAU and Dayton could easily switch here. But expect one of them to be in Dayton, no doubt. Michigan State, I think, is a lock for Dayton to be that first play-in game. Being that being that part of the bracket. Colorado, I think, is safe as well. So again, it's mainly just this last spot that's open, and it's really up for debate on which one of these teams you see now gets in. But do me a favor, out of all these teams, who do you think is your last four in? Do me a favor, drop that down in the comment section. But let me know. Comment down below. Make sure to like this video. Most importantly, subscribe.